Hello, everybody. How are you? Olin Jennings here, your spiritual guide and divorce empowerment coach, coming in to you with the energies of the week from today, the 13th of April, until Sunday, the 19th of April. Um, so I hope you all had a good Easter break. I wasn't here last Monday, but I did put some cards up for you to choose, so I hope you enjoyed them. Right, well, what can I say about this upcoming week apart from hang on to your hats? It is a very powerful astrological week. Um, it's all about new beginnings. Um, and although the energy is very positive and it's going to help us move forward, it's also a lot of fiery energy. So just check yourself before you do anything rash, if that's how you're feeling. Um, tune in to your intuition more, like deliberately pause and check that what you're saying and what you're doing aligns with what you actually want, because I feel like it's a fast moving energy coming in this week, and because of the way it is, you may also find people a bit more short-tempered, um, a bit more likely to be loud in their opinions. So just, if that happens in your world, then some of it is to do with the planetary activity. So we have really strong Aries energy building this week. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's very much the beginning of the astrological new year. Aries is all about new beginnings, new starts. It's also a fire sign, so can be fiery, can be determined, can be my way or the highway type thing. There's a lot of planets in Aries at the moment, I believe, and Mercury is joining them this week. So with so many planets in Aries, there really is this focus on new starts. Okay. And we have an Aries new moon on Friday as well to add to it all. Okay. So there is a lot going on. If things feel too fast, too overwhelming, I really recommend that you deliberately try and slow yourself down. Okay. I'm, really looking forward to a week which will support me in moving forward, but at the same time, I don't want to burn out. I don't want to take on too much. And that's not limiting myself, that is just being careful with my energy. You need to be really careful these days as to where you're putting your energy, who you're putting your energy into, like who you're spending time with, but also, really checking in with what works for you. Okay. Aries is also about authenticity, so anything not authentic will be shown to you this week. So a lot of planetary force, which is great, which, because of the way it is great for new beginnings. Having said that, there'll be some reality checks going on as well this week, some real insights, clarity. As I said, Mercury is coming into Aries, I think, towards the end of the week, and Mercury is about the mind. It's also the communicator. So you will get that clarity. What the suggestion is that now is a good time to set your intentions, as it always is with a new moon, but really set your intentions, maybe even for the next 12 months if you haven't done so already. Really dream big. Now's your chance to put into motion maybe things you've been putting off. It's a good time to make solid and lasting plans. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually quite tired. And I've been tired for a while now. And it's not just the tired where you could lie down and go to sleep, although I could do that as well. It's kind of, oh my God, what is going on? The energies have been intense for a while. Um, and it's been fast paced, and it's going to be even faster paced this week. But um, if we've been, if you've been following what I've been saying, you know, hopefully you've been um, following the advice if you can. So this week should be a bonus for you. But if you haven't got your world sorted out, which I'm not entirely sure I have, by the way, if you haven't got your world sorted out, then um, it could mean that this week there's all sorts of revelations and all sorts of insights and all sorts of aha moments that might send you a little bit crazy. And I don't mean that in a horrible way. I just mean sit with those insights, write them down, journal them, really tune into whether they are your insights or they're somebody else's insights. It's really good to sort of try and do the opposite when everything's so crazy, like really coming back into yourself. Doesn't mean you can't go with the flow of this fiery energy. It just means just slowing it down slightly, to be more intentional. I don't know if that's making any sense to you. Do let me know. Hi Vanessa, you need clarity. Feel like you're going constantly against your intuition. Yeah, it's so difficult because in a fast-paced world where, we do turn to other people for advice or we listen and we get influenced, we can forget to tune into our intuition or forget what our intuition actually feels like, you know, what it feels like, I should say, where you feel it in your body. You really need to slow down for those moments. I've just finished teaching 6 weeks embodied intuition course, and it's really helped the ladies that took part to slow down, become more present, become more intentional, make different decisions. Really, they've really come back to a place of self trust, because we have to be able to trust ourselves in a world which is so busy and crazy. I'm saying crazy a lot today, but that's probably how I'm feeling. Um, so Vanessa, I'm running it again. This is for anybody that's interested. I'm running my course again from the 4th of June. It's a 6-week live course, like a live training each week, and there's lots of content. Well, it's not overwhelming, but there's content in between weeks so that you can practice. And it's all about coming back to your intuition. And by the end of the 6 weeks, the ladies in the last container or the last cohort, they were really using their intuition in everyday life, which made a huge difference to them, and it was wonderful to witness. So if you are interested, I really encourage you to join. It starts on the 4th of June, but there's an early bird price. So if you sign up and pay by the end of April, it's only £150, and then it's going up to 333. So, I really recommend it. Now I've run it, I understand the importance of even more. And one lady said she went from confused to having clarity, and she also said she felt switched back on. Another lady said she went back to her inner child and started trusting, went back to her inner child to find her intuition again, because her inner child knew what to do. So I'll do separate posts about it, but if you're interested, do get in touch. Sorry, I've gone off on a tangent now. But it's all relevant, okay, because we're in a world that gives us confused stories, so we need to be able to trust ourselves. So big fiery energy, it's great for new things, it's great for setting your long-term goals. The Aries new moon really wants you to set a plan if you can. Out of the Light Seers tarot deck, I pulled 2 cards before I came on. One was 10 of Pentacles, which is lovely. This is all about abundance, like things coming to you. So it's also a good week if you've put in the work, if you've asked for things, if you've worked towards your goals already. You should start seeing some evidence, and you should start seeing some rewards and receiving you know love, money, support, that kind of thing. It's a very supportive, beautiful energy in this card. then we have the Nine of Wands. Now she's like, that's fire. Wands is fire. And she is determined to keep going because there is a resilience that we need at the moment in this world. The human world is very divided right now. So to make the difference we want to make, we've got to really keep going on our path forward. Okay, especially if you're in the world where you're trying to be positive and you're a healer or a light worker or even just somebody that makes a difference in everybody's lives, which everybody does anyway. Just keep going. I do feel collectively, I do feel this could be a week where there might be some more news that nobody really wants to hear. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel great. But what the important thing is that we concentrate on love and we concentrate on prayers, we concentrate on healing and, you know, not getting caught up in the fear. I think it may well be information that's a bit misleading that comes to light this week, but let's see. So, and don't forget, you know, I'm here to help you. It's what I do, it's my job. You know, if you don't want to do the intuition course, that's fine. There's plenty of other ways in which I can help you as well. Just getting back in touch with yourself or, you know, gain some clarity if you feel you're not getting it yourself. You know, just message me and we'll see what I think would help you. You know, that's what I'm here for. But yeah, so a good week actually. My only caveat is don't burn yourself out, you know, and try and slow down the action so it's a bit more purposeful. Try not to start too many new things, even though it might be tempting. All right, you take care, everyone. It's really nice to be here. As I said, do get in touch if you feel like I could help you in any way. And yeah, I'll be back next week. All right, bye for now.